Hey my beautiful girls and my handsome boys, welcome back again to your favorite channel, which is the one and only Jupiter Astrology channel. And in this video we're gonna talk about the Venus in different houses. What will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the different houses of your chart, right? And of course in your charts, then as per that, what are the things that how will it impact your married life, love life, your appearance, your wealth, money, family life, everything we will discuss. Okay guys, so let's see that. Guys, I would like to tell you before you move forward, you can directly take consultation from us. We have created a website now. It's so simple. You can go there, link in description and the comment section below. You can just click there and just click of a button, you can just simply purchase directly consultation from us as the instruction are given on the website, and then we will just help you out in the consultation. Okay guys, so for that, links are in comment section and description. You can purchase consultation also. So guys, first of all, let's see what does Venus represent in astrology. Venus in astrology represent a lot of things. It shows the value we put on the relationship, how we react to them. Okay, the main focus is on romantic relationship. Venus is also about our comforts. Okay, and relationship and love that give us feelings. Okay, further, Venus also represent the convenience. Okay, the convenience of luxuries. Okay, the convenience of luxuries like car, clothing, air conditioning, jewelry, wealth, beauty, right? Like the beautiful homes, everything which is beauty is Venus. Okay, now since Venus signifies pleasure, it can be any pleasure, like for an example sexual pleasures is also Venus. Okay, art, entertainment, interior decoration, interior designing, beauty related things. Okay, or anything which is like a pleasure, fun, beauty, love, romance, all these is Venus. Okay, also Venus in Vedic astrology is reproduction. Okay, everything which is related to human reproductive organ, directly or indirectly somehow also involved with Venus. Sex, harmony, comfort, luxury, pleasure, beauty, all these things are Venus. Okay, so now guys, let's see what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in your first house of your chart. Okay guys, now see, first of all guys, what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in your first house of your chart. Now what does first of all first house represent, guys? First house represent you yourself, your head, your hairs, skull, your brain, skin, general health, immunity, your vitality, your overall well-being, your success, your place of birth, your general characteristics. Okay, or your physically your characteristics, right? And also your behavior wise, how you are. Okay, thinking, mind, like the overall things is the first house. Power and status, that can also be represented by first house. The first house or the ascendant is the obviously ascendant itself the first house. Okay, it is associated with the overall personality of native. Okay, both inside and outside. Basically the head of the person, physical appearance, characteristics, temperament, strength, weakness, all these things are also represented by the first house in some sense. Okay, now guys, when Venus is placed in the first house, first thing you will notice is that it make you a beautiful person. Okay, Venus in the first house make you beautiful, charming, attractive, especially for the opposite sex. That means if you are a male and you have Venus in the first house, you will be attractive, charming, gorgeous, seductive, or I can say sexually appealing for the other gender, that is like the female. If you are a female, then for a male you are obviously attractive and all these things. Venus is placed in the second house, you will definitely have a good looking, I can say you will have good looks overall, I can say in a small sentence. It may also possible that this Venus will make you friendly and outgoing. That can also be seen. Okay guys, next thing you will notice is that when you have Venus in the first house, you might be a kind hearted person. okay, and you might able to forgive anyone, okay, that can also be seen. When Venus is there in the first house, self confidence and self love can also be strong inside you. When Venus is placed in the first house, you tend to live life concerned only with your own pleasure. That can also be seen because first house is you, yourself, and Venus is there. That means the attraction, attention is also within you. Okay? It may also possible that you always feel good, and sometimes it can also make you, I can say, a little bit lazy. Now guys, when Venus is placed in the first house, you might rarely feels any sense of urgency. Okay, you might be artistically inclined person, very artistic, very, you are like, oh, I do not like to do things in a rush. I was like, just calmly do things, I just like to do things in a relaxed manner. That kind of a person you are. You might also be romantic and highly passionate also when Venus is placed in the first house. You might fond of all kind of sensual pleasures for sure when Venus is there in the first house. You might blessed with the luxuries and comfort. Okay, and of course you might also have many ornaments, or I can say jewelry, that can also be seen when Venus is there in the first house. You might be artistic and you might be attracted, or I can say maybe in the career related to music, dance, drama, art, performance, all these things. Or if you are not in the career, at least you are interested in these things. Now because when Venus is placed in the 7th house, it also aspects the 7th house of your marriage. Okay, so it may also possible that marriage come early, and also marriage is a source of happiness for you. Okay, now of course before moving forward, I would like to add that when Venus is there in the first house, there might be different thing as well. Okay, that's because maybe your Venus is having influence of lot of other planets, or I can say lot of other planets are conjunct or influencing in such a bad way that Venus is not able to show its qualities. But still I can expect that if Venus is there in the first house, at least you will see some of these qualities that I am discussing inside you. When Venus is there in the first house, it also aspects your 7th house, your spouse. So it shows that spouse can also be artistic, spouse will be beautiful, romantic, okay, because of this aspect, and may also be virtuous and also perform good deeds. That can also be seen. When Venus is there in the first house, it may also make you a very sensitive nature person. Okay, that can also be seen. Now when Venus is placed in the first house, you may also observe that this person may also be good in math and sex. Yeah, this is really a good, like a different thing. You may observe where Venus is there in the first house, if other things are also good, then especially if other things are not influencing it with this Venus in a bad way, then this Venus will give you I can say good sexual pleasure kind of a thing, and make you good in terms in maths related things. Okay, I hope you understand. Now of course if Venus is afflicted here, then for sure things will be different, but these are something that I'm discussing about the Venus in the first house, if it's like a okay, in okay at least condition or in a good condition. Now when Venus is here in the first house, as you know that the first house is like the outer appearance, health, character, temperament, strength, weakness, and a lot of things. So Venus presence in the first house depicts that the nature has that your nature has artistic persona. Somehow you have artistic nature, and definitely sensuality is there. You may also enjoy music, poetry, right? Or like like the beautiful surrounding, like when you're sitting, you're working, you're like, oh my god, my mind is feeling really bad, this is all really bad, I have to first clean the of this desk, etc., and let's just put some good perfume, and let's just play a slow music in the background, and now I can enjoy my work, boys and girls. So that can also be seen, because of this Venus in the first house. Okay, when Venus is there in the first house, right, it may grant you a playful personality, appealing physique. Your physique will be appealing with beautiful, right, and dazzling eyes, plus Sometime it is also seen that when Venus is there in the first house, it may give you curly hairs. Okay, that can also be seen. Also seen that when Venus is there in the first house, you may gain a lot of friends because of your calm, polite, sensitive nature towards other. That can also be seen. Venus is there in the first house, your relationships, especially the love and sensual relationship, or I can say sexual relationship, are very very important for you. Okay, very important. Okay, I'm repeating again. When Venus in the first house, your love and sexual relationships are really important for you. Okay, now of course, when if Venus is first house and is really badly afflicted, then it can make you, you know, insecure about your appearance and a lot of problems. That's a different story, but still, like, you know, I'm just trying to discuss the good things here. And if, like, you know, we have to, of course, how it is placed, aspect, conjunction, and this and that. For that, full horoscope consultation is required. Links are given in the description below. But still, when Venus is there in the first house, the finest adjective to describe this Venus in the first house is charming. Yeah, if I would like to describe the finest in a finest adjective, then I can say you are charming. Venus in the first house definitely make you a charming individual. Your engaging and attractive personality draws people towards you. Okay, definitely. uh, I can say that when Venus is there in the first house, it will definitely increase your attractiveness. Okay, Venus is the pleasure and things that makes us happy. Venus in the first house always create a significant impression because you like to be first in everything. That can also be seen. You want to put yourself out there and you aren't scared to pursue your goals when Venus is there in the first house. As a result, you become an irresistible force that draw people towards you. Okay, it is because you find life to be enjoying in general, because Venus is enjoy, love, pleasure, guys. That's Venus. And you look forward to do something exciting and thrilling every single day. That's really important for you. The little things means a lot to you. You also value the big things and feel compelled to experience to live a I can say genuinely satisfied life as much as possible. Okay, that can also be seen. Now guys, when Venus is there in the first house, we can also expect a broad social circle. Okay, you might also have broad social circle surrounding. Okay, also when Venus is there in the first house, you may enjoy going out and having fun and having good time. That can also be seen. Okay, now of course, that is why that you want to enjoy and have fun time. That's why you likes to be in relationship as well when Venus is there in the first house. Okay, when Venus is there in the first house, starting a new love relationship give you a, I can say, buzz, since everything is a new and exciting for you, my beautiful girls and my handsome boys. However, you must be accompanied by someone who can go to the distance with you. Okay, that can also be seen. While dating is entertaining and keep things exciting, right, you eventually want to settle down with someone. That can also be seen. That, like, you know, we know that dating is obviously, you know, exciting and fun and all that, but you sometimes it is also seen when Venus in the first house, they are like, oh my god, I want someone whom which I can just marry and settle down and all that kind of stuff. But definitely again, then a spark come again, and then it may attract you to another person. That can also be seen. It can also be seen when Venus is there in the first house, your commitment to your friend and loved ones is unwavering. That can also be seen. You want to make it lifelong relationship. Okay, you have no trouble attracting folks who are interested in you. As a result, it's all about finding appropriate match, my beautiful girls and my handsome boys. Now see, when Venus is there in the first house, it make you a person who is cheerful, self-conscious, self-loving, okay, and need constant assurance for the cause, I can say. Okay, now see, as Venus is there in the first house, represent beauty and love, So the native intends to fall for affection, love and beauty. That can also be seen. Okay, now guys, the native, that means you guys who have Venus in the first house, have an attractive personality, beautiful feature, and is attracted to someone who has same attribute. Of course, you would, if you are beautiful, you would like someone else to be beautiful, and even if you are not, you would like to have someone beautiful. Although when you have Venus in the first house, it make you a beautiful person. No matter how good or bad it is placed, still it will add attraction on your face. When Venus is there in the first house, it make you a person who take pride in maintaining your health and body. Okay, physically also and in a positive manner. You appreciate others, okay, and expect the same amount of appreciation, I can say, from other. That can also be seen. Uh, when you have Venus in the first house, uh, you may be fascinated by attractiveness, like you may love everything which is beautiful, creative, attractive and all these kind of things. So it may also possible that when you have Venus in the first house, it may lead you to a career aspect of arts, modeling, law, acting, or at least you are inclined toward these career, like, oh my god, I wish I am in, I am in this career and this and that. For sure, for full career etc, we have to see the full horoscope. That's a different thing. For that, consultation is there in the link in the description. But still, if you have Venus in the first, then you might be drawn towards these things, or you might be attracted toward these careers. With self-love and perfect balance of efforts in a relationship, if you have Venus in the first house, you doesn't fall in love easily. That can also be seen. Still, a certain amount of people pleasing is observed in essence, and self-consciousness ruling self-love and creating a need for constant assurance, or I can say validation, is present when you have Venus in the first house. See guys, when you have Venus in the first house, it make you a person who love and admire world around you. Of course, it must need to be beautiful. If it's not, then you might not find it very, I can say, happy. In that environment, you might not find it very attractive, of course. Now when you have Venus in the first house, you're fond of pets and small animals. Okay, that can also be seen, and you may also share a tremendous amount of companionship with the pets and small animal. That can also be seen. Okay, you have Venus in the first house, you may appear neat and clean, I can say. Okay, that can also be seen, because of course you attractive towards cleanness and all these kind of thing. So guys, this is all about Venus in the first house. I hope this helps, and if you want consultation, links are in description, and I will catch you in the next one. Till then, bye bye my beautiful girls and my handsome boys. You have, now guys, let's see what will gonna happen when you have Venus in the second house of your chart. So guys, first of all, what does second house represent? Second house relate to your wealth, your money, your family life, your domestic happiness, your knowledge, your speech, your poet, orator, imagination, face, a mouth, tongue, vision, dress, education, educator, food that we eat. Okay, charity, right eye, throat, neck. Okay, all these things are second house, and it represent a lot of things. It is a dhan bhava also, like it represent our assets. Okay, it is the primary house of wealth, saving, check, brokerage, retirement, accounts, etc. That can also be seen from the second house. Material possessions like clothing, jewelry, household articles, family of a person, mouth, tongue, speech, and a lot of things. Also, second house represents, second house is actually the house of values, what we value. Like for I can say person who is spiritual, he may value having a Srimad Bhagavad Gita on his table. Okay, then for maybe a materialistic person, he may value having Aston Martin and a beautiful home and having the cruise and this and that. Okay, so it totally depends on what you value. So second house is our value. Okay, so like, you know, someone have the watches collection, sunglasses collection, clothes collection, shoes collection. So that's what we value. We can see that from the second house. Now guys, second house, if Venus is placed in the second house, then people say that you are really lucky, because it's really the good luck of past life to have Venus in the second house, no matter how it is placed. Having Venus in the second house is really a lucky thing, because ultimately it make you a wealthy person, it will give you money. Okay, that can be seen. Money comes without much effort, we can say, but of course for that we have to see other things as well. But I can say at least money will come when you have Venus in the second house. Even if you have to put efforts, money will come. Okay, you may love money, possession, collectible item, that can also be seen. Like you might have want watches collection, sunglasses collection, these things can also be seen. You might also work in banking, or you might work in a place where you have to handle other people's money. Okay, you may have a beautiful face when you have Venus in the second house. When you have Venus in the second house, you speak softly and sweetly like me. Yeah, you have such an attractive speech like me. You have such a beautiful, charming, attractive speech like me that you fall in love in. Once you listen to the people who have Venus in the second house, like you fall in love with me. I know that, my beautiful girls. So now let's move forward. So when you have Venus in the second house, you may become poet, story writer, sometimes astrologer also. Okay, or I can say you may make money from these things. You might also have great imagination and memory, that can also be seen. uh, when you have Venus in the second house, it may also possible that family life is a kind of a source of joy for you. Okay, it may also possible when Venus in the second house, you never quarrels or engages in any domestic arguments, that can also be seen. When you have Venus in the second house, you might be a knowledgeable person and get good education. Okay, when you have Venus in the second house, money can be acquired through dealings with arts, jewelry, clothing, or beautiful object. Dealing of these things can also give you money. When you have Venus in the second house, you may eat healthy foods. It may also possible, if Venus is not badly influenced, that you may become vegetarian. If you have Venus in the second house, I also seen that. But of course, if other planets malefics are influencing, that you may eat non-veg, etc., you may drink a lot, that can also be seen. But if it's good position, then Venus can make you a person who might eat good food, maybe a vegetarian person, healthy thing, but maybe attracted towards eating sweets. Okay, that can also be possible. Venus in the second house may make you virtuous and charitable person. Okay, uh, because Venus in the second house can also make you, or I can say, they say that you are a lucky person, right? So because Venus in the second house, they say that it's really a lucky thing to have Venus in the second house. So we can also say, now, because Venus in the second house throw its seventh aspect, full aspect on the eighth house, so it may also sometime gain you money through unearned source, which can be legacies, inheritance, wills, or anything which is unearned money. You will also get when you have Venus in the second house, they say. It is also said that when you have Venus in the second house, you do well with the financial partnerships. Okay, or sometime it is also seen that you might also be interested in psychic related or metaphysical subject like astrology, palmistry, occult sciences, tarot card reading, and all these kind of stuff. Okay, that can also be seen. Now Venus give its full effect in the 25th years, like 25th year of your life. So when you turn 25, after that you will see that your wealth, etc., your money, everything start to rise more. Okay, uh, second house is associated with possession and wealth of yours. Okay, so this position suggests that uh, you might have capacity to, I can say, handle money, or I can say you might have ability to handle money also. Okay, now guys, when Venus is placed in the second house, Venus is a, first of all, feminine planet. Okay, so it attract the money and finances, and Now the I can say the your savings will also grow, but of course Venus in the second house will also give you tendency to spend on the luxurious things. Okay, you may spend on the luxury thing, beauty item, entertainment, art, right? So you that can also be seen. So you may earn money, save money, but also spend on these things. A good Venus in the second house can make native balanced, soft spoken, peace loving person. Okay. When you have Venus in the good Venus in the second house, you may make a person who know when to speak, what to speak. You may choose your word wisely, and it may make you kind of a diplomatic person when you have Venus in the second house in a good position. Okay. When you have Venus in the second house, there might be a possibility of earning money. Okay, or I can say addiction to the wealth. Okay, uh, or like the because of some beauty or some creative talent, I can say. Okay, you may earn money from, or I can say addicted to earn money from beauty or some creative thing. Okay, that can also be seen. When you have Venus in the second house, you value tangible signs of love and compassion. Okay, your tastes are usually, I can say, simply extravagant. Okay, well defined and forceful. Venus in the second house, you might drawn towards quality, like good quality is important for you. When you have Venus in the second house, some people who have Venus in the second house may also indulge, or I can say you may also become indulgent and obsessed with obtaining a partner attention at the expense of true love. Okay. Also, when you have Venus in the second house, your voice is usually very appealing and attractive, like mine. Although today I have cold, so I am not able to speak properly. I'm sorry for that. Uh, when you have Venus in the second house, you will see that your beautiful feelings will grow slowly. Okay, that can also be seen. Once you are committed, you will do a true love. You will be a true lover. Okay, you may have strong values. Okay, that can also be seen when you have Venus in the second house. When you have Venus in the second house, uh, you approach to everything in a transparent and honest manner. Okay, that can also be seen. Now when you have Venus in the second house, there is no point in playing game with you because you don't see the end. Your relationship, like you, are realistic and practical when you have Venus in the second house. Okay, uh, you have Venus in the second house, it make you highly demanding and sometime you take great delight in. Okay, Venus signify not only the love but also the relationship and material pleasures. Okay, solid relationship and the quality of beauty and artistic nature are represented when you have Venus in the second house. Okay, guys. Now, uh, when you have Venus in the second house, you enjoy aesthetically beautiful products that are well crafted and made by someone who took time to get it just perfect. Okay, Venus in the second house, you are also drawn to the things that stimulate your senses, particularly your senses of scent and touch. Okay, the eye is immediately drawn to the luxurious things. Okay, and aromatic fragrances. Your eyes, when you see that you have Venus in the second house, definitely you are drawn towards these things. Okay, you also want to, I can say, you also want to add the coziness, okay, to your house or your office. That can also be seen. When it comes to gift for your loved ones, you feel the same way, like you may also want to give them the good luxurious gift and all these kind of stuff. That can also be seen. uh, you may also have uncanny ability to select items that are ideally suited to uh, people's personality. That can also be seen. Okay, which I can say at least they adore. uh, Now when you have Venus in the second house, being in a solid stable relationship that make you feel safe and loved give you the most joy. Okay, uh, while you may occasionally fall in love with the difficult people, you may prefer someone less chaotic, more natural. That can also be seen when you have Venus in the second house. When you have Venus in the second house in astrology, it represent a person is like, you know, concerned with the facial features. Like person is generally look his or her face many time, he makes sure that face should be look beautiful, take care of face, washing the face and taking care of the skincare routine, all these kind of a thing can also be seen. That's really a great thing. You may also see that when you have Venus in the second house, these are the people who may also do may sometime go for plastic surgeries to look young, or maybe they do different cosmetics or these treatment, like they go for, I can say, you know, these microderma abrasion, and lot of these use the technology to look younger and beautiful. That can also be seen for their face, like they are really concerned. If you have Venus in the second house, you may also fond of collecting a lot of jewelries, gemstone, maybe wearing watches, maybe wearing luxury watches, lots of, I can say, rings in the finger, or any other luxury assets, right? That can also be seen, right? Actually, luxury is an asset for them, they love that. That can also be seen. If you have Venus in the second house, you might be obsessed with collecting assets, finances. Okay, that's really important because you would like to bring luxuries from them in the future. That can also be seen. When you have Venus in the second house, you may not only believe in saving money, but also you believe in spending the money on the luxury thing. That can also be seen. Okay, so when you have Venus in the second house, as you know, Venus is, you know, it may also give you attraction towards art, poetry, right? And second house is also where, you know, this throat and speech, so it may also give you pleasant speech. So it may also sometimes seen that Venus is there in the second house. If it's good place, then it can make you a good singer. Okay, that can also be seen, or a good poet. That can also be seen. Okay, now Venus in the second house, as it represents the throat, it signifies career aspects of public speaking, teaching, sales, media, profession, life coach, or singing sometime. That can also be seen. Now of course, if Venus is afflicted, then for sure result will not be the same, they will be different. That's why full horoscope consultation is required, and links are given in the description. When you have Venus in the second house, you appreciate beauty and culture. Okay, thus you could opt for, I can say, beauty and cosmetic business. That can also be seen, or jewelry business. That can also be seen. Okay, sometime you may also continue your family business. That can also be seen when you have Venus in the second house. When you have Venus in the second house, it make you a very family oriented person. Okay, you may love your family and friends. That can also be seen. Venus tends to reside in the second, fourth, fifth and 11th houses more, as you know, I can say these are the houses which represent fun, luxury, you know, all these gains, etc., all this kind of stuff. So that's why. Apart from that, you may also, another I can say, another noticeable thing is that when Venus is with the moon, it make a person materialistic to extreme, right? You may also notice that. So guys, this is all about Venus in the second house. Okay guys, now let's just discuss that what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the third house of your chart. So guys, when Venus is placed in the third house, right, so first of all, third house represent what? Third house represent your younger brother and sisters. Okay, your courage, willpower, adventures, your self effort. Third house is actually the house of self effort, and your professional communication, how you professionally communicate. That's also third house. Third house represents sales. Third house represent media. Third house represent marketing. Third house represent life energy, enthusiasm, initiative, motivation, desire, and a lot of things. Apart from that, we also see our neighbors and surrounding people from our third house. Okay, third house can also be sometime your hobbies. Okay, your communication can also be seen, when like how you communicate, how good you are in communicating, right? That can also be seen from the third house. Media, journalism, internet, IT, computer, phones, right? Maybe profession in which writing etc involved, book writing, article writing, short distance travel. Okay, that can also be seen from the third house. Okay, and because when you have third nine combination somehow, then it can also represent the person frequently travel to different places. But now see, when Venus is placed in the third house, uh, it is kind of a position uh, where it can, I can say, it is a placement of, we can say, artists, actors, musicians, the people, or I can say the person who loves arts. Okay, in I can say, in a creative way, they are very creative kind of a person. Okay, sometime Venus in the third house can also make you in the acting field. Okay, that can also be seen. Or maybe you are doing stage plays, that can also be seen. Venus in the third house can also give you good singing talent also, right? Of course we have to see other thing as well, right? We have to see other planets which are supporting, how it is placed, conjunction, aspect. For that, full horoscope consultation is required, links are in description. But for sure, when Venus is placed in the third house, these things are there. uh, when Venus is there in third house, you might be, uh, I can say, Venus in the third house, you may see that you may be adored by people for your talent and creativity. You might be a very creative individual, that can also be seen. You might be a easy, I can say, easygoing person, and a very pleasant personality you might have. Okay, yet you also have strong desires because of this Venus placement in the third house. Okay, you can fulfill your desire quickly without much struggle. Sometime it is also seen when you have Venus in the third house. Okay, uh, it may also possible that you might have some younger sibling when you have Venus in the third house, although it's not necessary, because of course if other planet are aspecting in a bad way, then it you may not, but like there are chances. Okay, and it sometime it is also seen that because of Venus, your immediate younger sibling can be female. Okay, and also he or she may be artistic or talented in math also. Your younger sibling may be good in, if you have younger sibling, it may also possible that he may be or she may be artistic or good in maths. Okay, you may be a very happy and a cheerful person, and you can also become wealthy in life, that can also be possible. uh, Now of course, like other planets, Venus in the third house can also be slightly harmed. Okay, because in the third house, benefic planet has to little bit struggle, that can also be seen. uh, because see, it is a house of courage, and benefics planets who are creative and all this kind of stuff here may not feel very comfortable, but still it doesn't mean that you know everything is negative. Positive sides are also there, but they said that if malefics are there in the third house, that is better, because they increases your courage, your self effort, then you are ready to take actions, that can be seen. But here Venus in the third house definitely make you creative kind of individual. Okay, uh, it may also possible that when you have Venus in the third house, it may make you very sexual, over sexual person. Okay, that can also be seen. Now see, when Venus is placed in the third house, guys, it throw is seventh aspect on the ninth house. Okay, so it may possible that when you have Venus in the third house, so you may be loved by your teachers, your gurus. Okay, that can be seen. Like you see some people in your school and colleges, uh, they are very loved by teachers. Okay, the teachers love them somehow. Okay, like do some favors for them. So if you have Venus in the third house, there might be a chances that your teachers might love you a lot, or like gurus especially. Okay, spiritual teachers especially. Okay, and also long distance traveling can also be possible. Favors from the teachers from university, school, college, etc. can also be possible because of this placement, because Venus from the third aspect the ninth house, so due to which that can also be seen. Now third house also concerned with your siblings, relatives, neighbors. Okay, Apart from that, it is of course the house of short distance travel communication. Okay, as I told you, the placement of Venus in the third house suggests that uh, you will feel, I can say, your best when you are with your siblings or relatives. Okay, that can also be feel, that can also be seen. Okay, um, it may also possible that you might love visiting beautiful places like parks, cafes, garden, where everything, the energy is relaxing and beautiful and, like, full of pleasant thing. That can also be possible. Visiting or traveling to these places might give you very happiness, I can say, a lot of happiness. Now, if you are a person who have Venus in the third house, then it may also possible that you often wants to make your career in sometime in poetry or literature. Okay, or I can say these things highly stimulate you, or you might attracted towards listening poetry, etc. That can also be seen. It may also possible that uh, you might use your excellent speech and communication skills for your selfish reasons. That can also be seen. Okay, uh, right, that can also be seen. Even if Venus is afflicted, and especially if Venus is afflicted, I can say, then you definitely use your clever skills of communication, because Venus is here diplomatic communication for your own benefits. When you have Venus in the third house, it may also possible that you want a partner who might listen to you, so that you can express your feelings through communication a lot, because communication might be important for you in terms of relationship also. When you have Venus in the third house, that can also be seen. You might also be a very diplomatic person, right? That can also be seen when you have Venus in the third house. uh, Now, see, thanks to your appealing command of your language, your lovely voice, we can say, or like the use of words, right? The word you use, uh, these things will definitely help you out in front of other people and make you a diplomatic person. Uh, it may also possible that when you have Venus in the third house, you might use flattery for your advantage. That can also be possible. When you have Venus in the third house, it is also seen that you might become a good mediator, or you are a good mediator who strives to resolve conflict and restore some kind of peace rapidly. Okay, that can also be seen. One more thing you notice, that when you have Venus in the third house, everyone you meet during traveling, okay, everyone who meet you in traveling or during traveling will notice that, like they love your language or your way of communication. They just love it. They're like, oh my god, this person is like too good in speaking. Okay, because Venus here can give you such kind of communication. It may also possible that you might enjoy good debates. Okay, that can also be possible. And mind games are second nature to you. That can also be seen. Okay, in that regard, you seek out someone who will test your mental sharpness. Okay, now guys, see, Venus is a planet which is really we see in terms of like the love and sexuality of a person. Okay, for general pleasure, happiness, all the things that we want in our life, Venus is really important, especially in today's life. uh, Now, this is important for third house because it requires frequent engagement to exchange thoughts and ideas, because you have a lot on your mind. You appreciate having big social circle. Okay, because of this Venus in the third house. However, you may find it difficult to make close friends sometime. It may also possible you, or I can say, maintaining long term relationship. If, let's say, even if you have close friend, you might find difficult that to maintain long term relationship, because you are such a busybody, I can say. You may have many acquaintances, but just a few, I can say, true friendship that have survived the test of time. That can also be seen when you have this placement. Now guys, when you have Venus in the third house, you need regular stimulation to be involved with anyone or anything. When Venus is there in the third house, this can highly be seen. Okay, look for the people in these same boats as that of you. Okay, or I can say same level as that of you. In that case, it's really easy for you to build long term relationships, right? That can also be seen. Building a strong give and take relationship with someone is an excellent starting point for figuring out what you want in life. Okay, now when you have Venus in the third house, you make use of your skill set to get what you want. Okay, uh, you need to, I can say, when you have Venus in the third house, you need the freedom to go on adventures wherever you want. Venus, when placed in the third house, it also signifies wealth and fortune coming from the from your I can say uh, coming from your things that you do, especially with your hands. That can also be seen. Okay, like the money and wealth come from your skills. Okay, uh, also because third house is second from the second. Okay, so it's really, I can say, significant in horoscopes, as they outline the idea of lifestyle of the native. Then it may also possible that you might be energetic and creative because of this position. Venus in the third house in the astrology represent love, fashion, cinema, media, acting, right, creative thing. Okay, just like fifth house. That can also be seen. Also, Venus in the third house in Vedic astrology signifies more female sibling than male. That can also be seen. Okay, of course, the fifth house represent more like a big screen media, like for an example, third house is social media like YouTube. Then fifth house is like the cinema. Okay, big thing, because fifth house is ultimately the bhavat bhavan of third. Bhavat bhavan of third is fifth house. The higher form of third house is fifth house. Okay, that's why uh, the third house in Vedic astrology is considered the house of fortune and wealth also. Okay, as well as love for fashion also. Okay, uh, it may also possible that you are energetic, creative, who can be fond of all over, like a like who you love, may you may love Bollywood things and Hollywood things, and handling camera and taking picture. That can also be possible. uh, so these things can also be seen when you have Venus in the third house. Now when you have Venus in the third house, it represent self efforts, or I can say the efforts that you put in the different fractions of your life. Okay, uh, when Venus in the third house, it can also put you in the job where you have to do some designing, writing, crafting. Okay, where hand skills are involved. That can also be seen. If you are a person who have Venus in the third house, then it is presumed to be seen as engineer, actor, writer, okay, or even a journalist. That can also be seen, or someone in the media field, media industry, social media star, depending upon how other planets are placed. Venus in the third house represent indulgence in the media industry, relate to the cinema, journalism, writing. Hence you could also be profound of romantic novel writer, like you can become a novel writer, but like a Venus is there, so romantic novel writer can also be seen. Okay, it may also seem sometime that when Venus is there in the third house, you might do better independently rather than working under someone else. But of course, for that we have to see other thing as well. I'm saying again, uh, Venus in the third house can also sometime make a person's mind, like your mind, towards self-employment. Okay, uh, that can also be seen. Venus in the third house can also signify sometime administrative roles. Okay, you might also be a good manager or administrator. That can also be seen. uh, see, Venus represent creative things, love, affection, so it is prominently known as artistic expression. Okay, so in the third house, it is like some how creativity is involved. uh, Overall, native in with Venus in the third house, if you have Venus in the third house, you might be, I can say, hobby oriented person. Okay, that can also be seen. You might be a very hobby oriented person. So guys, this is all about Venus in the third house. And if you would like to know more, like your planets and other thing, or any other consultation, then links are in description. You can just check out there. Now we will discuss what will gonna happen when we now guys, let's just discuss what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the fourth house of your chart. Okay, so first of all, what does fourth house represent? Fourth house represent uh, you know your comforts, your happiness. Okay, it is also your heart. It is the home, your like it is the place of your, like, and say it represent your homeland. We can see your mother from your fourth house. Okay, your happiness, right? Your fixed assets, building, real estate, uh, you know comfort, conveniences like car, boats, plane, jets, whatever you have. Okay, all these things are seen from the fourth house. Fourth house is, of course, we see your mother, motherland, vehicle, property, etc., luxuries that you have. But overall, fourth house is the house of our happiness and our homeland also. Like the happiness that we get, we also see that from the fourth house. Okay, and it represents a lot of things. Now Venus, when placed in the fourth house, first of all, of course, it get its directional strength, digbala, in the fourth house. When Venus is placed in the fourth house, Venus and Moon get directional strength in the fourth house. Okay, this is the first thing. Because of this directional strength, it is actually an excellent placement for Venus, because in fourth house, of course, it gets its directional strength. Okay, so for you, Venus signification, which is love, art, beauty, money, etc., everything, luxury, become more powerful. Okay, because Venus is getting directional strength because it is sitting in the fourth house. So for you, it might be like there might high chances of luxuries, etc. Okay, now when you have Venus in the fourth house, it might make you a person, like, who is like, you might be a person who is happy and content. Okay, even when circumstances go against you, you will be happy. Like for an example, you see people who are like, who have a lot of money and everything, they're like, even if something go wrong, they're like, bullshit, I hate my life, what the fuck is happening, and this and that, what the hell is going on. But like there are other people, even if their life has ups and downs, they're like, okay, it's happened, it's a part of life, but still they are happy. Okay, even if they have less things, they are happy. Okay, so this is kind of a thing. When Venus is there in the fourth house, of course we have to see three other thing as well: aspect, conjunction, house condition. But generally Venus is there in the fourth house, you will see that these guys will be definitely happy in their life. You will be kind of a very good hearted, I can say, happy kind of a person, and you might also have the capability to forgive others or anyone. Okay, uh, it may also possible that you might have a very sweet, very good mother. Okay, your mother can be beautiful and happy and long lived person. You might also have a good relationship with mother, that can also be possible. And your mother can also be artistic by nature. When you have Venus in the fourth house, this can also be seen. Okay, when you have Venus in the fourth house, it might make you a person who lives in lovely surroundings. Okay, and definitely you would not like to move away from your home. You would like to maybe work from home, or maybe you would just like to work near home and live in with your family. That can also be possible. Okay, you would love your homeland and home, right? Because you are so happy with your birthplace. When you have Venus in the fourth house, it show. Okay, one thing I would like to advise: if you have Venus in the fourth house and other things are not supporting, then definitely you should live in the homeland, and you will get success and happiness in the foreland. It is seen that when you have Venus in the fourth house, then these guys, if they go and try to live in the foreign land, they will not feel happy there. They will feel really bad, and they would like to come back to their homeland, because they love their homeland. They get happiness only in the homeland they born. Okay, because Venus is there. See, now Venus is there in the fourth house, like most probably your fourth house is now good, it's not afflicted, due to which you might feel love for the homeland, and you might feel attracted to your homeland. So it is advisable not to live in foreign land when you have Venus in the fourth house. Okay, and of course we have to see other thing as well, but generally Venus in the fourth house give you attraction, or I can say attachment with your homeland. Okay, and you will get luxury, comfort more in your homeland in comparison to that of foreign lands, or at least I can say you will be happy more in your home country rather than into a foreign country. It may also possible that you may work with jewelries and gemstone. That can also be possible when Venus is there in the fourth house. You might also be like, diplomatic and a well liked person. That can also be seen when Venus is there in the fourth house. It may be possible that you may love parties and social gathering. That can also be seen. uh, you can be good, I can say, event planner. Okay, and you may also gain through ancestral wealth and property when Venus is there in the fourth house. That can also be seen. It may also possible that you might have many female friends, because from the fourth house Venus also aspect 10th house. Okay, so due to which your career in artistic related field can also be favored, or some career which is related to Venus can also be favored. Okay, Venus in the fourth house will make you a person who will be passionate about your life. Okay, now guys, when Venus is placed in the fourth house, so this fourth house also represent home, childhood, mother. Okay, the kind of relationship you share with your mother. Okay, so it may also possible that when you have Venus in the fourth house, that you might also have good relationship with the mother. Okay, that can also be seen. And when Venus is there in the fourth house, it might make you a person who might be a little bit extra sensitive or emotionally attached to your mother and to your parents, I can say that. Okay, especially to your mother. Okay, that can be seen. You might have a childhood full of beautiful memories. That can also be seen because of this placement of Venus. uh, you might be a wonderful host also when you have Venus in the fourth house. Okay, you might naturally have a sense of, I can say, aesthetics, which is evidently visible in your home. Like you might have beautiful homes, you might have good interior designing in your home, beautiful painting, amazing room, you might decorate your home. That can also be seen. Okay, or you might have a good interior design of your home. uh, it provide you a sense of fruitfulness and inner pleasure when you have this kind of a thing in your home, because Venus in the fourth house, definitely this person would like to make their home beautiful. I've also seen that. Okay, uh, in addition to that, such a person is likely to gain financially from their family affairs. That can also be seen. Okay, when you have Venus in the fourth house. Now, of course, if Venus is afflicted, then things can be different. Like if it's badly placed, malefically, very badly aspected, then of course, affliction Venus will do different thing. For that, horoscope consultation is required. Links are in description. But still, we are talking about Venus in the fourth house. When you have Venus in the fourth house, you may be drawn to luxury, comfort, car, luxury car, good thing, decorating your home. Okay, that can be seen. The way you arrange your home is loving, beautiful. That can be seen when you have Venus in the fourth house. You might also have, like, nurturing and sympathy kind of a nature. Okay, that can also be seen. Venus in the fourth house is actually mainly about comfort, and I can say establishing a loving and nurturing environment. uh, Venus in the fourth house for your, like, family and yourself. It's like establishing a good nurturing environment, traditional like family value, and you loved, I can say, all these things like your family, etc. is really important. See, Venus is also associated with romance, we know that. So it also signifies having fun and doing activities we enjoy. Okay, when Venus is placed in the fourth house, so you are finest of doing all these things. Okay, you may also appreciate having guests, and allowing them to relax, to have comfort in your home. Okay, that can also be seen when you have Venus in the fourth house. Okay, when you have Venus in the fourth house, your attention may be on your family, etc. Like mother, family, etc. is also your source of happiness. Okay, uh, so guys, in a nutshell, Venus in the fourth house represent contentment, happiness, uh, luxury life. Okay, enjoyment, fun, having beautiful home, beautiful creativity in your surrounding. That kind of a thing can be seen. Or person, you guys are attracted towards beautiful car, luxury car. So like Venus related thing are become kind of a prominent in your chart when you have this position. Okay, Venus in the fourth house signifies affection to the mother and your experiences as an immense amount of motherly love and nourishment that can also be seen. The fourth house as it represent happiness and conveniences. So if Venus is placed in the fourth house, it amplifies somehow, you know, your affection, passion towards these things. That can also be seen. Of course, Venus in the fourth house is most strengthened and has full directional force, causing the native to chase the best of the life in all aspect. Okay, because Venus become really strong, and you have to notice one thing: when a planet get its directional strength, it become really important in your chart. For an example, if you have Venus in the fourth house, then Venus is definitely getting important in your chart because it's getting directional strength. Okay, so you have to see those planets who are getting directional strength, because those become really important, and Venus in the fourth house definitely get directional strength, so it become really important in your chart. Okay, irrespective of which lord Venus is and what that Venus itself become really important for your chart when it's placed in the fourth house. Okay, Venus in the fourth house, it is also seen that you might lead a happy and content life with your partner with minimum conflict. That can also be seen. Venus in the fourth house become a natural decorator, interior designer, combining beauty and creativity, opening opportunities for you in the career, maybe related to architect, maybe somehow real estate related to thing, or maybe doing some beautifying the home. Okay, and sometime in home business can also be seen, like working from the home, somehow event management, interior designing, decorator, all these kind of fields. Okay, native, if you are a native who have Venus in the fourth house, you may also love performing arts, cinema, etc. Okay, you might love expressing thoughts and interests which open your possibility, you know, for being a speaker or teacher also sometime. But of course, for that we have to see other thing as well. But definitely, in a nutshell, I would like to add one line, that Venus in the fourth house definitely show that you will have somehow luxuries in your life. Okay, that's the first thing you will notice. That's in fact, I can say, the most important thing you can notice. Okay, so guys, this is all about Venus in the fourth house. Now we will go for Venus in the fifth house. So guys, what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the fifth house? So first of all, what does fifth house represent? Fifth house represent your children, your intelligence, your love, romance, your mind, speculative business, gambling, sports betting. Okay, like all the speculative business, like cinema is also speculative business, because first you create a movie and then when it get hit, then it can give you money back, and if it does not, then you know it's a speculation. You don't know whether the movie will be hit or not. Okay, so hit or flop is like, oh, it's like a speculative business. So that's why movies also seen, like acting, etc. is also seen from the fifth house. Okay, it also represent mantras and spiritual techniques sometime. Okay, of course, your love affairs, your pleasure also, your romance can also be seen from the fifth house. Creativity. Okay, and I can also say, so it's like stock market can also be seen from the fifth house. And for, I can say, like, for money also, we also, because it is also a Lakshmi sthana, so we also see fifth house for money also, apart from other houses. So fifth house represent many other things as well. So guys, what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the fifth house of your chart? This is a good placement for the people who are artistic kind of a people, who are somehow involved in some kind of creative artistic field. Okay, if Venus is placed in the fifth house, it will make you a person who will be extremely creative and artistic by nature, or somehow very creative artistic. You might have a strong purva punya, and you might be talented due to the effort of your past life. Okay, in the past life you have done some efforts, good effort, due to which you are naturally talented in this life. You are very lively, okay, and expressive person. You might you might a charming and mentally good kind of a person. Okay, and you would like to have fun in the life and like enjoy the life, and these things can be seen. And you are a very lively individual, I can say, when Venus is placed in the fifth house. Okay, when Venus is placed in the fifth house, it might give you happiness in the love affairs. Okay, that can also be seen, but of course for that we have to see other thing as well. And some others say, it is also said that Venus in the fifth house can also give attraction, or I can say chances of love marriage. But for sure, full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture, but still I am talking to you that these things are possible. You might be definitely attracted towards opposite sex. That means if you are a male, then you are attracted toward females. If you are a female, attracted towards male. If you have Venus in the fifth house, your investment can give you good returns, like your investment can be successful if you have Venus in the fifth house. You may also become wealthy in a way because of this placement. Okay, you may gain happiness from your children, okay, your daughters and your son. Okay, your firstborn children, your firstborn child can also be artistic, like he might have a very artistic abilities. Okay, you may be intelligent and have I can say you are a very good person and intelligence, and you might be virtuous, and you might also have sometimes high ethics and moral. That can also be seen. Well, that depends upon, by the way, how Venus is placed. Okay, if it's like in the highest state, then it might give you high ethics and moral, and if it's afflicted, then definitely it might make you a self-centric person who just want to get benefit for himself. So for that we have to see the full chart, of course. You may also have knowledge of mantras and religious technique. That can also be seen. You might be a very romantic and fond of sensual pleasures. Okay, you might love party, social gathering, and a happy fun relationship with the elder sibling. That can also be seen, or I can say elder sibling, because Venus, by sitting in the fifth house, also aspect the 11th house. That's why. Okay, from its seventh aspect is aspect the 11th house. Now guys, next thing, when we see when Venus is placed in the fifth house, okay, that see, fifth house is all about pleasure, right? It show how you express yourself creatively. Okay, now the Venus, the planet of love, is in the house of love itself. So what could be better than that? The planet of love is in the house of love. So this placement proved to be very beneficial. Okay, and it make you lucky to have this placement in your chart, in your natal chart, even chart. So because Venus feel comfortable here somehow, because it's the house of love, romance, creativity, and Venus enjoy this thing. Venus like, oh my god, this is amazing place, I love party and all these amazing environments. So that's why it give you joyful and exciting and romantic relationship. This placement make you popular also among people. Okay, especially among your friends, and all these kind of a thing, all these kind of people. Okay, having Venus in the fifth house give you a tendency to have female first child. That can also be seen. Okay, and the female first child can be very beautiful. You might have a very beautiful kid. Okay, that can also be seen. When you have Venus in the fifth house, you are in love with the love, right? That can also be seen. Okay, you thrive on the romantic attention and always have crush on romantic interest. You might be a very passionate person. That can also be seen. Okay, and might be sensual also. Okay, might be attracted towards creative things and all these kind of art loving person you are. When you have Venus in the fifth house, or we can say the presence of Venus in the fifth house amplifies the, I can say, already flirty and seductive nature inside you. So it's like Venus in the fifth, so it's a love romance, is in the love romance, so it increase more like a seductive and flirtatious nature inside you. Okay, Venus in the fifth house show that full of power, person is full of power, enthusiasm, and you enjoy romance and all these kind of stuff. Okay, that can also be seen. Venus is the planet of love, pleasure, romance, harmony, partnership, luxuries. Okay, in the fifth house there is no differentiation between these two items. You enjoy being in love, experiencing everything in life has to offer, Your goal is to get as much enjoyment out of the world as possible, and you go tremendous measure to ensure that every day is a beautiful day. You probably started having crushes when you are a kid. That can also be possible, that you might have, like, you see some kids have crush, so that can also be seen, or might be a relationship also, okay, depending upon how it is placed and what other things are there. uh, Now if you are of course like adult, then definitely there's high chances of like the sexual experiences and all these kind of stuff when you have Venus in the fifth house. uh, the meaning of Venus in the fifth house is that you know what you like and what you want, okay, and you aren't scared to pursue it. That's important when you have Venus in the fifth house. uh, you have outgoing nature and maybe a little too much for others, but you know how to manage crowd. You enjoy being in the spotlight, and you are natural entertainer, attracting crowd to your next show. Okay, people frequently invite you to the parties to keep things lively and amazing. That can also be seen. People planning an event for your loved one, or even just a romantic night out of the town with your significant other, is the greatest delight for Venus in the fifth house personality. I know that you are just relating with this. Okay, so this is also seen. uh, Astrology say that when you have Venus in the fifth house, it gives you very good supreme talent in art, cinema, music, writing, and lot of creative field. Like people with this placement usually become superstar in the industry. Okay, whether in the fashion, movie, art, all these kind of a thing. It is seen, right? Venus in this house only let you work in a creative field, okay, because your mind is so occupied. Fifth house is your mind. It is so occupied with the Venus is placed in here, that you are like, oh my god, love, creativity, romance, and all these kind of a thing. When you work related to these things, you might enjoy, and not only you enjoy, you will also make money. But let's say you have Venus in the fifth house and you are in just normal job where is no creativity, then you might feel like, oh my god, what the hell is happening, where I stuck, I am not like this. Okay, so that thing can be seen. uh, Venus in the fifth house signifies happiness, convenience, glamour, financial stability, also speculative business. Okay, uh, some prominent areas for working might be stock market, cinema, entertainment industry. Even sometimes people see gambling also when you have Venus in the fifth house. Okay, uh, in order to be happy, you might have to make sure to be involved some kind of creative aspect in your life. Let's see, whatever profession in which you are, if you have Venus in the fifth house, one remedy for you is to involve, like to just have a beautiful creative environment around you. Then you start loving that. Like for an example, you might have Venus in the fifth house, you start playing a beautiful, like slow romantic kind of a music in the background. You will see that you are able to work well, right? I'm just given one example. You can try other thing, like you can have nice perfumes, nice room freshener, make sure, so that can also help. Okay, so adding Venus related thing near you, making your office beautiful, so that's really helpful. Okay, and if you do some creative work, then of course it's really helpful for you, because not only you make money from that, but also you enjoy that. Venus in the fifth house represent children and ensure the best parenting and upbringing. That can also be possible. Now it symbolizes love, fun, and creativity, of course. Okay, if you have Venus in the fifth house, you will have a successful love life with your partner. That can also be seen. Okay, and when you have Venus in the fifth house, it is essential for you to follow your passion. Okay, do what you love, right? Try to go and try to increase your maximum effort in the direction that you love. Okay, because that's really important. Now you should have to follow your passion, because Venus is sitting in the house of passion. Okay, you might not feel satisfied until you are doing something creative, something that you love. It's really a best thing, best. If somehow 10th lord is also making connection with this Venus, then you're gonna have to try to make your passion as profession also. Okay, but of course for that full horoscope consultation is required. Links are in description, but still these things are there. Okay, Venus in the fifth house can represent academics, creativity, artistic talents, politics, interest in stock market, past life deed, ancient knowledge also, spiritual love also, glamour, people doing in the glamour field, fun, luxury, okay, and a lot of things. So guys, this is all about the Venus in the fifth house. Okay, if you want personal consultation, then links are in description. So guys, now let's just see what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the sixth house of your chart. Okay, so guys, what does sixth house represent? First of all, sixth house. So guys, sixth house represent things related to health, healing others, medical work. Your enemies are also seen from the sixth house, your competitors, okay, your people who jealous from you, okay, lawsuits, illness, diseases, job, subordinate, the kind of services you provide to other people, okay, nursing, restaurant, catering field, detail and service work, okay, these things are also seen. Maternal uncle, cousins, and hairdressing can also be seen from the sixth house. Anything that opposes us, like for an example our enemy, can also be seen from the sixth house. Like the obstacles that we have is also sixth house. Short term or acute sickness, injuries, surgeries, debt, litigation, people who compete with us, okay, break of relationships, day to day grid or work, okay, agony, physical pain, services, servant, thieves, animals, okay, especially the pet ones, okay, and fire, diseases, hygiene, your daily routine is also sixth house, and it represent a lot more things. So what will gonna happen when such a beautiful planet, such a soft, beautiful, creative, fun loving planet is sit in this place which is like a, you know, sixth house. So now guys, if Venus is in sixth house, then the person obtain good jobs with good earning. Yeah, it might surprise you, but this is the reality. If you have this position, then you get along with co-workers and bosses and is rarely out for work, okay, you get along well with your co-workers and your bosses and is rarely out of work, okay. You also benefit from your subordinate, that can also be seen. You will have almost no enemies and will rise above your competitors. Yes, okay, you you will be well liked by others, that can also be seen. When you have you know, the person who have Venus in the sixth house enjoys self improvement activities. He might be good in any kind of detailed related work. His profession may involve maths, okay, he can be an accountant, or he may work at arts, or maybe some sweet shop or some sweet related work, or maybe things which are beautifying object, like for an example female cosmetics or any women related products like women undergarments or anything, like, you know, women related clothes can also be possible. This person may be musically talented, that can also be seen, okay. It can make you a hairdresser as well when Venus is there in the sixth house. It might give you attraction towards medical work as well, okay. Even if you does not work in the health field, you may have interest or inclination to gain knowledge of healing methods, okay, like you may also interest in these you know, occult related field, or any, like you might start learning Ayurveda, like okay, this Ayurveda system is amazing to heal the body, how we can just take certain things to heal our body. Or you might start learning about diet, how to heal your body by this, or you might start learning some special remedy that can cure some special disease. So these things can also be positioned. Wow, this can also be possible. uh, Now of course, if Venus is afflicted by malefics and a lot of things can be different. Like for example, it might give you skin disease and all other thing as well. If it's afflicted or in a very bad position, then things can be different, okay. Now of course, for that horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture. uh, when Venus sit in the sixth house, it also aspect the 12th house, okay. So benefits from the 12th house related field can also be achieved. Like you, if you have this position, you may earn from the foreign lands, like you may travel, or like, you know, go there and do job in foreign land. If the other positions, like other aspect conjunction are there, other combination of foreign related work are there, but definitely even if you are sitting in your homeland, you will somehow earn money from the foreign land. If you have this position, there are pretty high chances of that. Okay, and also there might be good deal of spiritual growth and evolution that can also be seen. Okay, also you may spend money on the beauty and sexual pleasures, and lot of thing expense related to these thing can also be there. And also you may travel to foreign and you can also spend money on that. That can also be possible when Venus is there. uh, Sixth house also represent the kind of services that we provide for the people. Describe the way you will going to be fruitful for the society. So Venus in the sixth house grants you with a strong inclination to be in the service oriented work, service industry. It try to incline you towards. Okay, your co-worker admire you for easygoing and humble personality. Now see, people have this bullshit thing that when we talk about the service, they think that okay, sixth house is job, so we have to see job. You see a lot of people who have sixth house strong, still they are not doing job, but they are doing service oriented business. Actually sixth house is services, and what we do in job, we do, we give our services like a kind of a, we are doing job, so we are just doing services for the company, right? We say that he's doing service, okay, or he's doing job, but actually you see a doctor, he's also providing his service to his client and he's making money, so it's a kind of a self employment as well. But ultimately you say that doctor is a service provider, so that's also sixth house. Then you see, for an example, an astrologer like me, I am also providing, that's because of sixth house. Okay, so providing services, making money from that, that can also be sixth house. Then you see a lawyer, he's also providing you services and making money for that. So any kind of services, you see thousands of other profession where someone is giving advice, career counseling and anything like that, depending upon other planets. So in return for that, he's also or she's also making money, so that can also be seen from here. There's a strong chances that you will be drawn towards the subject of beauty, art, creativity. Okay, and you will likely to do good in such professions. Of course you have to connect your profession with the service oriented thing, whether you do job for someone, like for an example with this position, one prediction you can also make, like person can work for some luxury perfume brand, like you can work for maybe some Louis Vuitton, and if you get an opportunity you may work for Tom Ford or anything. Okay, so that can also be seen, that's like you are providing services, etc., and at the same time you are just working for the Venus related domain. When you have Venus in the sixth house, then you have a beautiful and I can say evolving personal style. Okay, besides it may also possible that you pay good attention to your diet. Okay, that can also be possible. Okay, if Venus is good placed over here. When Venus is placed in the sixth house, the native is always connected to the art, creative field, even if you are not directly connected. Even then, like let's say you are in some other field, but still somehow you do something which is like a art creative kind of a thing, which is like, for an example, like you are doing interior designing, you are doing floor designer, you are just in like photography, editing, makeup artist, or anything which is we like the, what we can say is the nail paint artist, or anything which is Venus related domain, that can also be seen. Or you can make these things as your profession as well, that's really a best thing. This placement can also create good hairdressers. Okay, and sometime beauty specialist and cosmetic specialist, dance trainer, these things can also be created when Venus is there in the sixth house. Venus is there in the sixth house, so your sentiments of love and affection are helpful. You value being of service to partner also, because especially if you are a male, then like for your wife, that can be seen. You may go to tremendous length to be available to be loved one. Okay, to a loved one, sorry. You show your love by offering services, doing practical thing for the loved ones. Okay, and doing other thoughtful little things. Many of you can be a great designer who value and pay close attention to the detail that make up a system. Okay, so these things can also be seen. Now Venus in the sixth house, when it comes to sixth house, the word practicals comes in the mind. Okay, and Venus in the sixth house demonstrate your love in a practical ways. Okay, you are caring and helping to your partner and other loved ones. Even if you are highly amorous, you go above and beyond to complete the task correctly. Romance, love, harmony, beauty, creativity, joy and enjoyment, all the symbol of Venus. The sixth house appreciate completing task and pulling the finishing touch or any undertaking. Your attention to detail is unsurpassed, and other admire your dedication. You are kind and considerate, and you devote a significant amount of time and effort to, I can say, assist other. That can also be seen. Now, see, even though you aren't into the significant, I can say, sweeping gesture, your little effort and services don't go ignored because you have Venus in the sixth house. And according to the Venus in the sixth house career forecast, I can also say that in that manner. Okay, people close to you are aware that you demonstrate your love and affection by being helpful to them. Okay, and like the also by taking care kind of a thing that you have. In addition, you are dependable, which goes on long way towards establishing a solid alliance. You are known in your social circle because you have Venus in the sixth house for your practicality and your dependency. Okay, Venus in the sixth house in astrology give love for animals. It show that you might also love for animal. Okay, and it make you a native, or it make you a person who work in creative field or finance. Okay, Venus in the sixth house Vedic astrology also show that person can also work in bank, brokerage firm, animal shelters, or even in fashion photography field. That can also be seen. Okay, now Venus in the sixth house represent working with the contract agreement, okay, such as lawyer, along with any social work. uh, Now also when you have Venus in the sixth house, or I can say the native which have Venus in the sixth house can also be a veterinarian, okay, or a nurse or a doctor. Venus in the sixth house represent that you, like, you have tremendous respect for the people, uh, like that whom which you are working. Okay, and or I can say people who are working for you, you have good respect for them. Also, Venus in the sixth house signifies happiness when the native is working in a social working environment. That can also be seen. Okay, so guys, this is all about Venus in the sixth house, and I hope this video help you. If you want personal consultation, then links are in description. And now we will discuss Venus in the seventh. So guys, now we will discuss what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the seventh house of your chart. So guys, when Venus is placed in the seventh house, first of all, what does seventh house represent? Mainly, we see married life, your spouse, sexual passions, partners of all kind, talent in business that you have from the seventh house. Also from the seventh house, we see tendency to live in foreign countries. Yes, this is maybe a new thing, but it's also seventh house is also seen for the foreign places, because see, it is the it's the like the different point from the first house. You see that seventh house is exactly opposite. That's why we see sometime foreign land also from the seventh as well. The seventh house, of course, we see for the marriage and partnership. That's really important thing for business, for trade. Okay, like we can also see this for the how we relate to the people, or how you relate to the people, your legal contract, your partnership, your spouse. Okay, and all those things. But definitely, generally we consider like the marriage, etc. We see from the seventh house, right? Your spouse and all that kind of stuff. Now, when Venus is placed in the seventh house, and also I would like to say that of course seventh house is really popular because of the things that it represent. When Venus is placed in the seventh house, Venus, which is the planet of beauty, luxury, and all these kind of stuff, it blesses you with beautiful, wealthy, and attractive spouse. Okay, someone whom I can say you can possess and enjoy the comfort of your life. Okay, and definitely Venus in the seventh house is irrespective of other things will give you somehow beautiful spouse. But here's the thing, you may also be a very, I can say, sexual person. You may want to enjoy multiple partners, or at least you might have multiple girlfriends relationship. That can also be possible. Okay, now of course, now if this Venus is very good placed with good aspect, then maybe you have girlfriends in the past and then you get married to a beautiful person and that's it. And if it's not, then other thing can also, other thing can also happen. When you have Venus in the seventh house, you may likely to flourish in business partnership. That can also be seen. You are usually blessed with someone who is not just, I can say, who is not just their business partner. You are usually blessed with someone who is not just like your business partner but also your friend. Okay. uh, I can say your partner could also make your business environment very pleasant. That can also be seen. Also, when Venus is placed in the seventh house, you may completely understand the value of companionship in your life, and you are very close to your partner. Okay, and maintain balance and harmony in the partnership. That can also be seen when Venus is placed in the seventh house of your chart. Now, if Venus is placed in the seventh house, you might be very attractive to the opposite sex and like never lack love opportunities. Okay, you may get a spouse who is beautiful, romantic, and a passionate partner. Okay, your like your partner could be sweet, romantic, sensitive, and may have artistic artistic abilities also. By profession, he can also be in some artistic field. That can also be seen. Venus give too much passion and intensity when it is placed in the seventh house to an area of life that required I can say normalcy, routine, and daily compromise. Okay, this person, that is you, who have Venus in the seventh house, for sure is very sexual, because Venus in the seventh house make you very sexual and crave much for excitement in partnerships. Okay, and also sexual pleasure, it's really important. This is like the honestly the true thing. Extramarital affair chances are there if Venus is in a different aspect. So I can it's like an advice from my side. If you want your the marriage to work perfectly, then and you have Venus in the seventh house, then of course you will get amazing partner, beautiful, creative, amazing partner. And especially if you're a man, you have Venus in the seventh house, you should feel really lucky because your wife will be beautiful, amazing, creative. But at the same time, you might have desire for extramarital affair. So if you want your marriage to work perfectly, then you may try to just somehow make sure that you give good time to your wife and just take care of her and all these kind of things. You should be careful about that. That's what I can say is it make you a very artistic person. Sometimes it can make you popular also and well liked by other, because of course Venus throw its seventh aspect on the first house when it sits in the seventh house. Okay, you may also be healthy, you may also can be famous, honored person. That can also be seen. Okay, and now see, Venus is sitting in the seventh house, which is one of the Kendra houses, so it can give greatness, kindness, forgivingness also by nature. It can make your nature forgiving. And also when Venus sit in the seventh house, this person is empathetic, like it might make you empathetic. Okay, and aware of other people's feeling. You might be social and outgoing person, and you enjoy interacting with others. That can also be seen. You might be good at selling and trading, and might be successful in business as well. But for sure, of course, for that horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture. You get along well with the business partners. Okay, that can also be seen. uh, I can say that when you have Venus in the second house, you value harmony above everything else. Okay, so you won't try to dominate a lover. That can also be seen. You are a mediator who goes to a tremendous extent to maintain a harmonious connection. Okay, and avoid bending over backward to keep the peace, or you may be exploited. You should keep that in mind. Your spouse may be particularly gorgeous, charming, beautiful, attractive, and can also be a wealthy person. Okay, I'm telling you again, you are magnetically attractive, pleasant, and engaging person. You need a lot of interaction and exchange with the companion. It may also possible that when Venus is placed in the seventh house, some of you may join long-term relationship too quickly, and that can also be seen. Now the next thing I would like to tell you, that when you have Venus in the seventh house, your hips and your lower back might be gorgeous. Venus in the seventh house, it is also seen that your hips and lower back might be attractive body region of your, I can say attractive body part of your body, I can say. Okay, now guys, next thing I would like to tell you, when you have Venus in the seventh house, Venus feel more at ease in relationship in the seventh house. Okay, personality, because because see, because of Venus interest in the equilibrium, that is also seen. So it may possible that because of Venus in the seventh house, you appreciate the concept of forming alliance, which can aid or obstruct your hunt for the right person. You are open to meet new people, yet you may rush into someone that isn't good for you. Okay, so when you have Venus in the seventh house, make sure that if even if you are sexually attracted towards someone, then do not just hurry up and like, no, no, let's just go, let's just commit. No, just wait for the time, just give the time, just date the person, spend some time, and then decide that whether you want to marry or not. Okay, love, pleasure, ambition, passion, devotion, and imagination are all represented by the Venus. The majority of all these things occur in the seventh house as a result of being with another person. Okay, it may also possible that when you have Venus in the seventh house, you dislike being alone. You are you are instead make decisions with the help of another individual or maybe a group of friends. Okay, so but like Venus in the seventh house, while I can say make you an expert mediator or one who can find a middle ground between the disputing parties. Okay, so you might also be good in that sense. You find it challenging to make decisions in your own life, although that is really a funny thing, right, when you have Venus in the seventh house, but you are a good as a mediator for others, like two parties, and try to help them in resolving their conflict. So this is also seen. Venus in the seventh house, then astrology also say that you may captivate people with your flirty nature and beautiful attitude, since you are witty and charming individual. Because of this Venus, you appreciate having a vibrant discussion and have a lot to say. That can also be seen. Okay, you want to be doing something friendly all the time. Okay, like you may make a lovely and loving partner, since you adore romance and being in love. Okay, other recognize and appreciate your efforts to keep a peace and harmony in your relationship. Is when Venus is placed in the seventh house, it is also seen that it can also make or I can say you can also become a jeweler or work as a financial advisors to other. That can also be seen. Venus in the seventh house represent a house for other people. Okay, because it's like for other people, as in working with others, or like working for others or with others. It might include working with massive amount of people, which narrows down to, I can say, business or relevant options. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm just trying to say. So Venus in the seventh house is representative of business also, love, passion, energy, luxury, fun, art, creativity, sensuality, sexuality, or I can say in a nutshell. Not in a nutshell, in a simple manner actually, sorry for that. The native with Venus in the seventh house can be, I can say, can be a attorney, professor, matchmaker, deal maker, broker, interior decorator, etc. can also be seen. Okay, usually in male chart, when Venus is placed in the seventh house, it is implied that the wife of the native, or your wife, when you have Venus in the seventh house, if you are a male, can be a deal maker, contractor, interior decorator, or matchmaker. That can also be possible. Okay, and also she will be the one who will bring, I can say, balance or agreements in your life. Now when you have Venus in the seventh house, aspire to keep your partner life, your partner happy and satisfied by providing or nurturing them with all kind of happiness and luxuries, I can say. Venus in the seventh house represent the original house of Venus. Okay, because Venus is, of course, the seventh house is like the naturally the sign of Libra in the Kalpurusha Kundli. So Venus in the seventh house is like Venus is sitting in its own house. It's kind of an example. So with other people, leading a balanced life with the partner can also be seen. Okay, so that kind of a thing can also be seen when Venus is there in the seventh house. The native with Venus in the seventh house marries a beautiful, sexual, well balanced partner. Okay, the native get good influence, support, knowledge and inspiration from your partner. So guys, this is all about Venus in the seventh house. I hope this video helps, and if you want personal If you want personal consultation, links are in description. And now we will discuss. So guys, now let's see what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the 8th house of your chart. So guys, what does 8th house represent? 8th house relate to your life energy, longevity, death, wills, legacies, insurance, benefits, partner finances, money from the partner. Okay, unearned money, banker, intuition, occult sciences, secret matter, sexy appearance, sexual strength, sexual diseases, right? Long term illness, right? Taxes, and a lot of things are also represented by, like, for example, the obstacles in your life, transformations in life, sudden event in life. Okay, we also see sometime serious accident, right? Emotional turmoils, right? People who are addicted to alcohol, etc. Then we also see occult sciences like astrology, palmistry, tarot card reading, and a lot of things from the 8th house. So guys, what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the 8th house of your chart? So when Venus is placed in the 8th house of your chart, it say that the person who has this placement live a long life and dies a peaceful and painless death. Okay, a very peaceful death is expected when Venus is placed in the 8th house. This placement, I mean, like, not in a, like, not like the death, but like whenever you will die, like, your death will be peaceful. It also say that, like, let's say you die after 95-year-old, so, like, your death will be peaceful in some peaceful manner, it say. Okay, uh, they also say that placement can be fortunate in terms of wealth, enthusiasm, and excitement. This may seem confusing since Venus is the planet of governing happiness and should be spoiled in the Dusana, right? So you might be thinking, oh, Venus in the 8th house is bad and this and that hell, and you might just seeing some videos or studying some books where, like, oh, this is our soft planet, it is in 6th year 12th, oh, everything is bad, everything is bad, oh my god. Like, how much people just try to scare people. That's really a bad thing. Of course, some things related to 8th house will be there, but it doesn't mean that everything is bad, right? See, as the house of life energy, the 8th house receives such a joyous and like, I can say, such a joyful vibration from the benefic Venus that the person becomes strong. Okay, this person who has Venus in the 8th house is constantly animated, vibrant, and happy to alive. There will be great financial gains from the spouse, and I have seen that there will be gains from the spouse when Venus is there in the 8th house. Okay, money from unearned sources are also favored. Okay, and person may get money from the wills, pensions, insurance company. Okay, uh, right, so these things can also be seen. Earning money uh, is also favored when Venus is their 8th house, because Venus, by sitting in the 8th house, aspect 2nd house by its 7th aspect. Okay, also because the same aspect, the person speaks sweetly and may enjoy poetry and music also. Family life in childhood is also favored when Venus is there in the 8th house, because see, Venus is there 8th house, so it is expecting the 7th house, sorry, it's expecting the 2nd house, so ultimately it's also giving you money, right? Of course, Venus in the 8th house can also give you some problems in the, love related matter, like you may have some heartbreaks, or like, some like women which may just disrespect you, for especially for the male, that can also be seen. But of course, for that we have to see, full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture. And also it also say that it can also give you occult related interest, that can also be seen when Venus is there in the 8th house. When Venus is there in the 8th house, it is also seen that you might be very sensual, very sensual person you will be, and also you are sexually attractive for, like, other sex. Like, if you are a male, for female you are sexually attracted. If you are a female and you have Venus this position in the 8th, then for the male you are very attractive sexually. You have like, powerful sexual drive, and you enjoy good sex, it is also seen. You will always notice one thing, that when you have Venus in the 6th house, Venus in the 8th house, you will have some sexy appearance. Like, you notice, if you are a female, you have Venus in the 8th house, I've seen that boys are naturally drawn towards you. They might just try to propose you, like, naturally you get a lot of proposals, or like they would like to have, relationships, physical sexual relations with you. And even if you are a male, I have seen that personally, that for males, Like, I don't care for other placement. If you have Venus in the 8th house, there are pretty high chances that the girls will definitely attracted towards you. Like, I've even seen people who have Venus in the 8th house, they're just walking on the street and the girl is standing next to him in some queue, and she's like, hey, how are you and what you are doing, and she's just trying to take his number. I was like, oh my god, that was surprising. Like, I know someone personally, but like, it happened to him a lot and a lot of other people. So Venus in the 8th house make you sexually attractive for the opposite sex. Okay. uh but Venus in the 8th house also say that the person that is you is generally protected from the accident. Okay. But of course, for that, ascendant must also need to be analyzed. Venus in the 8th house both govern the reproductive system. Okay. Venus and the 8th house are both govern the reproductive system. uh, though it may also possible that you might have some urinary related problem that can also be seen, so you have to be take care for your, all those things. uh, Now, of course, if Venus is really afflicted, badly placed, then there might be diseases and problem as well, so you always have to see that. And like, we also have to analyze the full chart for seeing that. Now, 8th house in Vedic astrology like, is like, it's also important for marriage because it also represent your in-laws, spouse phase, spouse money. Okay. uh, so it may also possible that you may get money inheritance from your spouse family. Okay. So also sometimes these people can also make money from like some hidden places, occult mysticism also. Okay, that can also be seen. This position also indicate when Venus is there in the 8th house, it also indicate that you will have a partner who is well informed of money matters. Okay. And would be someone who will provide richness and comfort in your life. Okay. I have also seen, in fact, once you get married, you may also, like, you see, especially if you are a male, once you get married, if you have Venus in the 8th house, then money start to come to you a little bit easier than before. Okay. So it's like a good luck after marriage can also be seen in terms of money. Okay. uh, However, of course, the Venus if afflicted, then it can cause laziness and lot of other problem. That's a different story. But still, like, see, there is always a yin and yang. Like, there is always positive and negative, right? So we can't ignore that. But still, like, Venus in the 8th house can also give positive things. The presence of planet Venus in this house draw the native to the people who have darkness in them. So they are always attracted to the mysterious and dark energy and these kind of people. Okay. um, and also when you have Venus in the 8th house, you maybe get into the relationship with someone who may be mysterious, who may be very sexual and also wealthy. On the other hand, other find you charming and handsome without even able to identify any reason why. Okay. Like I have even seen the man with Venus in the 8th house, he is just walking and girls are naturally drawn towards him. So it's like, so in some ways, it's really a lucky thing also, Venus in the 8th house, I have seen. Now, of course, there is always positive, negative. Full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture, but still these things are there. When you have Venus in the 8th house, it is also seen that your youth may allow you to regulate your feeling in love. uh, Sometimes it is also seen that, like, when you give yourself over to love, you expect absolute commitment and attention in return. Okay. uh, Also, you find the passion of being a healing force. Okay. Your charm is buried deep. Okay. You discover beauty in the broken, dissatisfied, obsessed and passionate way. Okay. Guys, the meaning of Venus in the 8th house is that while you keep your innermost thought and feeling buried, other individuals are as transparent to you as a glass. Okay. Now, guys, I would like to tell you that personally, Venus in the 8th house, I think, is not a bad placement for Venus, even though it's in, like, in the Dustana, like the 8th house, but still it's really a good placement, I can say. Venus in the, when placed in the 8th house, the native with Venus in the 8th house encourage, I can say, secrecy with the partner, and like they would like to keep their relationship maybe private. That can also be seen confidential. Okay. Like, even if they get married, they just do not want to show some, like, kissing things in front of people, or like they'd like to make their love life, private life, like private love life and all sexual life, etc. I mean, like, they do not try to kiss, etc., and hug each other in front of people. Like, they may be, they may sum upon, like, they have this thing in their mind that we have to keep our love life private. That can also be possible. In the eighth house, with the help, will help drive a lot of valuable asset and gains through the help of in-laws in marriage. Okay. uh, Now, of course, Venus in the eighth house can you give you fluctuations in love and relationship. That can also be seen, because of course eighth house in the ups and downs, and Venus is love, so that can also be seen. Now guys, Venus in the eighth house is the house of secret, occult sciences, or any hidden knowledge. It may also include secret society, mining job, digging job. Venus in the eighth house invite exploitation also, and thus native might be dragged into the film industry or adult film industry also. So you have to be careful that as well. If you have this, see, everything has plus and minus, so you have to, I am just warning you, if you have this placement, then you may also, like, some people are like, oh, that how much money porn industry have, so you might be drawn towards that, and then you might get defamed. So you have to be careful that as well. There's a lot of positive thing but some negative thing as well, so you have to be careful that. When the placement of Venus in the eighth house is good when you take your life to the right direction. If you take to the right your life to the right direction and you have Venus in the eighth house, I can say that you can leave a legacy also. Okay, because it can represent that you can achieve convenience in your life by having the work, like, or I can say having the hard work. Okay, so guys, this is all about the Venus in the eighth house. I hope this video helped. If you want personal consultation, then links are in description. And now we will discuss Venus in the ninth house, or what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the ninth house of your chart. Guys, first of all, what does ninth house represent? Ninth house represent religion, philosophy, okay, college, university, higher education, long distance traveling, spiritual journeys, pilgrimage, long journeys, your luck, your fortune, your father, wisdom, your gurus, okay, and a lot of thousands of things. It also represents your guru, your boss, your employer, your destiny, your higher education, universities, temple, research, and a lot of thousands of things. But we see mainly, like, like in the first thing we see is, like, personally I see as a house of luck. Like, of course other things are also there. First thing is your luck, how much lucky you are. We see that from the we see that from the ninth house. So when Venus is placed in the ninth house, so the luck given by the Venus in the ninth house make you a very special, make this a very special placement actually. Okay, as the horoscope as a whole greatly get benefit by this placement of Venus in the ninth house. Okay, it is therefore often found in the lives of people who lead a charming life, okay, or I can say charmed life, assuming the rest of the chart is not afflicted, of course, right? For that, horoscope consultation is required. Links are given in the description. Also, even though Venus in the ninth house is an excellent for spiritual inclination also, in many cases it is instead simply an indication of strong worldly fortune as well. This person love higher knowledge, philosophy, religious practices, spiritual life. He may drawn to meditation, yoga, and other spiritual disciplines. He does take a spiritual path. He is especially adored by gurus and spiritual teachers. Indeed, he may be the favorite of his guru, and also may have stories of being, I can say, single out praise for, and high positions, okay, like the favor from the guru, etc. A spiritual teacher give the person special treatment or secretive knowledge they provide to the person. Okay, that can also be seen if you have this placement. When you have Venus in the ninth house, then this placement is like similarly fortunate with colleges and universities, mentor, professor, like you might get extra marks from your teacher, or like the favors from your teacher in university, school, colleges. That can also be favored, like that can also be seen. You might be generous and charitable by nature, and you might perform good deeds. That can also be seen. You will enjoy much long distance traveling and visiting to the foreign country for sure when Venus is there, especially in the Antardasha or Dasha of the Venus. You do, or I can say you will do well with the foreigners. You may also have foreigners as your guru. That can also be seen. You will be lucky in your life. Resolution to most of your problem come because you trust in God and nature and does not take I can say rash actions during turbulent time. The relationship with the father is happy and full of love. The father is long lived, fortunate and prosperous. Your father, when you have Venus in the ninth house, your father may be artistic, talented, right? In math also, okay, that can also be seen. When you have Venus in the ninth house, it make you a person who is talented in fine arts, okay, that can also be possible since Venus is greatly enhanced by ninth house energy, while at the same time aspecting the third house, the house of music, dance and drama, due to which it might also attract you towards, fine arts. That can also be seen because from the ninth house, of course, it aspect the third house. you know it might make you a person, when Venus is there in the ninth house, it might make you a person which is fortunate with the brothers and sisters and strong because of the aspect of Venus that it throw on the third house. Okay. uh your next born sibling could also be artistic or talented and can have good thing in the math. uh Now it may also possible that you might also get favors from the judge, from the lawyers, okay, that can also be seen because of this position. um, and like you might get benefit from the, like in any cases etc in the law, you might also get benefits, or like you might like extra protected in these senses, in these things. Okay. Your spouse can also be beautiful, wealthy and bit spiritual also, that can also be seen. Okay. You may experience very good luck or strong spiritual benefit when once you turn 25. After 25 you will see that. uh, Now the next thing you see, that this house is concerned with a long distance traveling, like a pilgrimage or a foreign travel etc. Okay. And the knowledge obtained during it, it is also related to the religious and philosophical ideas together with the higher learning of the native. When Venus is positioned in the ninth house, it makes the native very fond of traveling. You might love traveling, you want to travel to long distance to the foreign country, that can also be possible. Okay. You are always excited about discovering new places, new culture, new people, meeting new culture, that can also be seen. There are chances that you might get married to the someone who is a foreigner. Okay. And you may get settled into the foreign land, that can also be seen with this position. And it may also possible that you may also live away from your homeland when you have this position. Okay. Because of this position you might also live in foreign land. Now of course, when the, like, Venus is badly aspected or in a bad position in the ninth house, then things will be different for you. Okay. But these things are generally there. For that, full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture, and links are given in the description. When you have Venus in the ninth house, you might take great interest in religious and philosophical discussion and are tend to be fair-minded. That is also seen. Venus in the ninth house is the representation of higher learning, philosophical learning and religious learning. It is the house of pilgrimage, long distance traveling, long distance relationship, okay, and higher studies, and of course the house of fortune, luck. Venus in the ninth house signifies pleasure, tremendous wealth, happiness and passion for work also. Okay. The native who have Venus in the ninth house find immense love, happiness and affection in their partner, and they discover satisfaction when doing what they passionate about. Like once you do what you are passionate about, what your passion is, right, you might like feel amazing. Okay. uh, Venus in the ninth house also signify the free and the exploring spirit to the native. Like you might like to travel and explore, meet new people. uh, it may also possible that it might make you a native who love traveling and also experience different culture, different kind of people, beauty, art, history, different country history, that can also be seen. You might also incline towards adventurous sport, like you might do paragliding, you might want to do skydiving, bungee jumping, river rafting and all these like maybe snow skating and all these kind of sport, which is crazy when they see it also possible adventure sport, and like zip line and a lot of these stuff. If you are a person who have Venus in the ninth house, then you might also find pleasure in philosophical discussion and traveling related thing. Okay, and also you might believe in beauty of origin, culture, tradition, value of religion. The native with Venus in the ninth house can be well educated, okay, and when well versed in traveling, well cultured, okay. Sometimes it is also seen that it might make you a disciplined or well behaved, at least you are a well behaved person. If you are a native with Venus in the ninth house, then uh, you find love in the foreign land. Okay, as I already told you, like long distance relationship, like you might fall in love with a girl or a boy who is in foreign land, and then you would like to get married to that person and settle down there. That can also be possible. Even if you are in like you have someone you love in the homeland, it is possible. If you have Venus in the ninth house, even if you love someone from your own country, you may love a person who is from long distance. Okay, long distance love is expected, like you may living in the north and you may love someone from the south, right? So that can also be seen. Like I have just given example, but you can take that according to you. It may also possible that when Venus is there in the ninth house, you might involve in love affair with someone different ethnicity or different culture. Okay, uh, it may also possible when you have Venus in the ninth house that you might change your cultural or religious beliefs, ethnicity. Okay, that can also be seen. You are drawn to the person from diverse culture origin when you have Venus in the ninth house. Also, you like challenge, you are not clinging and not and anticipate some independence in a partnership. If a relationship is limiting or constraining, you won't be satisfied. You adore the sensation of freedom and limitlessness. Your hips and your thighs may be appealing when you have Venus in the ninth house. Your hips and thighs may be appealing. You value a lover who is eager and willing to have fun with you. You want high ideas, like you have, or I can say you want high ideals in love. Yet some of you may seek experience about true and deep feeling and attachment. Okay, Venus in the ninth house adore being in love. Okay, but you may also appreciate your independence and freedom. Instead of keeping you at home, you want to be like you want to be with someone who allow you to be like to stretch your wing. Like even if you are a girl, then you do not want to become a housewife. If you have Venus in the ninth house, there are pretty high chances of that you want a husband who just help you, just maybe travel with you, or just give you permission to just do whatever you would like to. Finding a spouse who enjoy traveling as much as you can, like for an example, you are like me who would like to travel to different places. Okay, so you want a man who are like me, like who would like to travel to different places. Okay, so that kind of thing can be expected. Love, pleasure, money, romance, passion, finance, income and luxuries are all symbol of Venus. You like the playful side of love in the ninth house. Okay, you are always on the lookout for someone who enjoy themselves. You have a zeal for the life that can be difficult to keep uh, up with, because you're always active and on to go, I can say, or I can say on the go, sorry. Okay, on the go. uh, when you have Venus in the ninth house, you should consider that you must need to have a partner who is on the same page, like same page, and like kind of a like you, who is like a straightforward and who is like honest to you. Because see, when you have Venus in the ninth house, especially if you are a girl, then you want a partner who allow you to travel and just open minded. Like for an example, I am like that, I am open minded. I do not mean what you are thinking, but I am just traveling. Oh sorry, I am just telling you that you want, I'm just giving an example that you want a partner who is like, hey, if you would like to travel, I also love to travel, so let's just travel together. You want that partner. You do not want that people who are like, hey, no, you have to sit at home and you have to cook the food, this is your what you have to do. You may hate that kind of a person. When you have Venus in the ninth house, that can be possible. Okay, so so it's really a good idea that when you have Venus in the ninth house, even if you are a man or a woman, so look your partner who is like you, who have the same interest that of you, and talk everything before marriage that this is what you are expecting. Okay, so guys, this is all about Venus in the ninth house. I hope this video help you. If you want personal consultation, then links are in description. So now we will discuss what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the 10th house of your even chart. So guys, when Venus is placed in the 10th house of your chart, especially your lagna chart, so first of all, what does 10th house represent? We will see what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the 10th house of your chart. But first of all, what does 10th house represent? Yes, I know it's career, it's your profession, it's the fame, it's the honors, the status, it represents the government, like kind of a thing in your chart, whether you get government position, etc. We also see that it also represents good deeds, activities benefiting society, authoritative figure, government official, right? It is a karma bhava, right? Career, job, status, public life, external manifestation of our work, prestige, honor, fame, rise in life, right? And the work we do, okay, your recognition, etc. All these things we see from the 10th house. Okay, it is also sometimes your social status and public image, we can also see that. So when Venus, such a beautiful, creative, artistic, luxury loving, love, romance, sexual loving, and amazing beauty loving planet plays in the 10th house, then what will gonna happen? When Venus is placed in the 10th house of your chart, it is an extremely fortunate placement. Yes, it is fortunate placement. Life is easy and sweet when you have Venus is placed in the 10th house of your chart. The person is lucky in your career. You will be lucky in your career, and right, and your profession centers on bringing joy and happiness to the public. Okay, this is one of the most common placement of successful actors, artists, musician, and performers. Okay, I'm repeating again, this is one of the most common placement for successful actors, artists, musician, performers. It is also found in the horoscope of the people who make their living working with jewelry, photography, cosmetics, beautiful, I can say clothing, like beautiful things, sweets, art, craft, fine arts, okay, and other luxurious things. Okay, my beautiful girl and my handsome boy, the person is adored by the public and make lucky contract with people through his profession. He will be very happy as Venus is powerful and prominent in the Kendra. Okay, because 10th house is one of the Kendra houses, my beautiful girls and my handsome boys. Now see, when Venus is placed in the 10th house of your chart, like it is also because Venus in the 10th house throw its aspect onto the 4th house, that is the house of happiness. So that's why Venus in the 10th house is like very good. Okay, association with the women are favored. Okay, when you have Venus in the 10th house, then it might make you a person who is especially loved by the female public. Okay, like when you have Venus in the 10th house, it may also possible that female love you a lot. So especially if you are whether you are a male or female, Venus in the 10th house, you get loved by females. Even if you are a male, then you should feel lucky, of course, and you are like amazing and enjoy your life. The person is blessed with a good friend, of course, even though the 11th house especially governs the friend, but the 4th rules comforts, and friends are a form of comfort. So that's why we are saying, because Venus in the 10th house, when it sit, it aspect the 4th house as well. So that's why we are saying that the person has many female friends, there's a pretty high chances of that. Venus rule maths, okay, math, and the person could choose mathematical profession also, that can also be seen. You can be talented with numbers, okay, and maybe an accountant or a maths professor, that can also be seen. The person has a happy relationship with your mother, like when you have Venus in the 10th house, you might have a very good happy relationship with your mother. Why? Tell me why. Because Venus aspect by its 7th aspect to the 4th house of mother when it sits in the 10th house. That's why The person also enjoy love from his father, who is successful, who can be wealthy, and maybe artist also. That can also be possible. The father is adored by the public and is possibly involved in jewelry, sweets, clothing, or in other luxury. That can also be possible. Okay, guys. Now, my beautiful girls and my handsome boys, when you have Venus in the 10th house, other like your attractive, I can say, like other find you attractive, and you may have many fans. That can also be possible. Like you may become somewhat famous, and you may have fan like people like, oh, I want your autograph, and like, you know, all this selfie kind of stuff. Some of whom are distanced due to your charming yet oddly, okay, remote aura. You want to be known or loved for your charm, beauty, and kind of thing, but you should avoid being too self-absorbed in what other think of you. Okay, uh, you are skilled at networking and planning events. That can also be possible. When Venus is placed in the 10th house of your chart, uh, Venus in the 10th house isn't particularly fond of romance. Your career and social standing are more important to you, right? When Venus is there in the 10th house, when you fall in love, you want someone just as serious and committed as that of you. Okay, Venus is the planet of pleasure. Okay, pleasure, 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 fun, pleasure. That's really important for Venus. Now, guys, the meaning of Venus in the 10th house is that one of the qualities you look for in a companion is someone who appreciate your wealth and personal belongings. You take pride in your position and love bragging about it to others to get the admiration. You, on the other hand, hate flashy, or I can say, uh, you know uh, like flashy things and actions, can we can say. Okay, you have the greatest of the public stuff to help you live a better life. This is also a component of your charisma. Okay, you might have a strong personality, and you may have tremendous stamina in bed. Vedic astrology, 10th house is considered to be house that represent the career or the profession. It shows that the person will achieve fame and grandness in his or her life. Okay, it is like that. When Venus is positioned in this house, it gives you a cheerful and a friendly behavior with a harmonious and compelling personality, which makes you gain a lot of attention in your workplace. Okay, you might be an easygoing and sociable person. Okay, and you might have position, you might have positive outlook on life. Okay, guys, that can also be possible. Now, guys, when you have Venus in the 10th house with this placement, your horoscope like tend to be more, like you might tend to be more enticed towards, I can say, making career in music, speaking, even in politics, or like in the fine art, oh sorry, performing arts, and like all these creative film, etc. That can also be possible. Now, of course, how it is placed, aspect, conjunction, for that full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture, but still these things are there. Venus in the 10th house aspires you to get fame and dignity in your professional life, and is overall focused on your career. Okay, uh, the person with Venus in the 10th house could be at any managerial or administrative position also. Okay, or you can be a famous actor or singer, etc., or musician also this can also be possible. Okay, Venus in the 10th house represent artistic side of the native and the financial side of the native also. Thus, you can be a manager at hotel, bank, or a company bank manager, or a big company manager. That can also be possible. You can also be the CEO of a company, or can be the HOD at any like place. That can also be possible. Okay, and maybe the big manager of some clothing store, or like some perfume store, because that is also connected to the Venus. Okay, that can also be possible. When Venus is placed in the 10th house, you might also be a renowned, I can say, social worker or socialist. Okay, uh, this is all about Venus in the 10th house. I hope this video helped. If you want personal consultation, then links are in description. And now we will talk about what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the 11th house of your chart. So my beautiful girls and my handsome boys, let's see what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the 11th house of your chart. So guys, when Venus is placed in the 11th house of your chart, then first of all, what does 11th house represent? 11th house, uh, you know, like relate to the, I can say, major goals, your lifelong desires, ambitions, your friends, your groups, your elder sibling, uh, profits, large sums of money, great wealth, like it's the income. Like, for an example, second house is your locker where you save your money, and second house is the house where you save all your money, and 11th house is the house from where your main gate where you take that money. So it's like a income from where you get the income, right? So money from the side venture, like that can also be possible. Okay, now like the fulfillment of desire, etc., for all that things, social circle, friend, social interaction, desire, ambition, we also see that from the 11th house. 11th house is really important for seeing the great wealth, etc., gain. Okay, good income, right? One social circle, we also see that. Now guys, if further help them in making friend easily, right? When Venus is there in the 11th house, it further help you to make friend very easily. Okay, you might attract many friends from opposite sex, which means if you are a male and you have Venus in the 11th house, it may possible that you might have many female friends, and if you are a female, you have Venus in the 11th house, you might have many male friends. Okay, you might be naturally blessed with a persona that is easily able to that due to which you can easily able to financially gain from the social activities. Okay, you should keep this point in mind. You might gain through social activities due to this placement. uh, and especially opposite sex is really important for you in terms of gain, etc., and fulfillment of desire. Native with this placement has a strong desire of being surrounded by their friends. That means you would like to get surrounded by your friend. That can be possible. uh, you may attract financially sound people, okay, who can further give you financial assistance when needed. Okay, now of course, if Venus is afflicted and malefically, like malefic planet is aspected, then things can be different, although every planet in the 11th house give good result. There's a rule. Okay, so we shouldn't have to worry much about Venus in the 11th house, but still full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture, and links are given in the description below. If Venus is placed in the 11th house, it might make you a person who has an extremely happy social life. Okay, Venus is placed in the 11th house, then you might have an, I can say, you might have a happy social life. Okay, you will be well loved by friends, and you may also get benefit from them. Okay, the person friend are sweet, kind hearted, and artistic. So it may also possible that your friend can be sweet, artistic, and kind hearted people. Okay, uh, there are pretty high chances that you have more like a female friends if you are a male, and if you are a female even, then you can also have I can say female friend, but like it's like a more like a opposite, uh, I can say sex friend can be possible. Okay, the combination of Venus in the 11th house of friends and major goals and desire, while at the same time aspecting the 5th house, because Venus when sit in the 11th house, it aspect the 5th house by its 7th aspect, and 5th house is like a, along with lot of things, 5th house also represent mind and fun, right? It goes a long way towards making the person life enjoyable. So it make your life very enjoyable. You will be fortunate in fulfilling your life goals and most important ambitions. You are lucky with opportunities and gain wealth easily. Okay, you can gain wealth easily. You occasionally get large sums of money from the side venture with friends and others. Okay, which may involve art, jewelry, clothing, cosmetics, sweets, or other Venus related things, or I can say other Venus related activities. Okay, you may also enjoy a loving relationship with your elder sibling. Okay, also your elder sibling can also be good in like artistic field or in maths also. Okay, uh, now Venus in the 11th house can also give a very happy life to your elder sibling. Okay, uh, it may also possible that you may love to dance and could become a professional dancer also. Sometime it is also seen when Venus is there in the 11th house. Now because of Venus benefic aspect that is put on the fifth house, or I can say it throw on the fifth house, you might uh, greatly enjoy your children, or I can say with your children you might feel really happy. Okay, and your children may also be very artistic person, like especially the firstborn children can be very artistic. Investment and speculation are also favored due to this position, because when it respects the fifth house, so like in investment and speculation like in stock market etc, you may also gain, but of course full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture. You might also have good love affairs due to this placement because it respects the fifth house again. Venus in the 11th house is a very fine position which improve overall, I can say, horoscope, wealth, happiness, fulfillment of desire, love, etc, and all of that. Now uh, also it is seen that to maintain romantic attraction, a relationship must be based on the true friendship. That can also be possible. You might you find a person unique attribute, those that set them apart. Okay, the most appealing. Your partnership must have unconventional element to keep your attention. It may also possible sometime that you may meet your lovers in the group, or I can say many time. uh, when Venus is placed in the 11th house, friendship is most significant component of love, and it is the foremost thing that keep you around. You feel there is enough to continue a fulfilling relationship even if romantic elements are missing. Your rational thinking uh, takes precedence over your emotional mood. Okay, you are looking for someone who share your quality sorry, who share your quirky personality traits and qualities. Venus is the planet of love, luxury, creativity, pleasure. In the 11th house, you concentrate on your characteristics that distinguish one individual from another. Okay, you want someone who stand out from the crowd and go against the grain, because that's what make you happy. Anything conventional, at least of all a love connection, irritates you. There are pretty high chances of that. Now the meaning of Venus in the 11th house, or I can say when Venus is placed in the 11th house, the meaning is that you are social creature who enjoy being out and about, discussing ideas and activity with the friend and loved ones. You are in terrific shape for meeting someone fresh and fascinating, because you need to bounce your innovative thoughts and theories of others. You have an extensive social network, and you frequently meet new and like I can say you new individual through your network. Okay, before you realize it, you have spent all your time with just one individual. You are forming a friendship in particular, which you hope will develop into a long-term commitment. When you have Venus in the 11th house, I'm talking about all these things. It may also possible that you appreciate asking question and getting to know individuals, because it engages the part that enjoy learning new things and conducting research. Okay, that can also be possible. Now Venus in the 11th house in astrology is a perfect placement for Venus, since Venus in the 11th house is all about gain, material wealth. Okay, native with Venus in the 11th house always has an easy gains. Okay, gains from liquid wealth, assets, property, vehicles, etc. uh, Now Venus in the 11th house signifies the need for intimacy and right for the native partner, satisfactory image, emotional connectivity and acquaintances. The native of Venus in the 11th house reaches for the comfort and result of increased desire. Okay, the native has supportive friend and family. So it means when you have Venus in the 11th house, you will have supportive friend and family. Okay, when you have Venus in the 11th house, you reaches out the partner who support you morally and financially. As Venus in the 11th house represent long term goals, passion and desire for comfort. Okay, in right direction and alignment of the planet, the luxuries and the gain will be achieved in a fair ways by the native. That is, there is pretty high chances of that. uh, when you have Venus in the 11th house, you will always find and make alliances with the people who are strong at their feet and helps you to fight efficiently with the enemy. Okay, or I can say with your enemy. You might be a social person, or I can say you might be a social person and member of many social groups or societies. Okay, when you have Venus in the 11th house, you might make friends who can help you uh, in following the artistic and creative pursuits, endeavors, I can say. It may also possible that your acquaintances help you to grow in your life. So guys, this is all about Venus in the 11th house. Now we will discuss what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the 12th house of your chart. Okay, so guys, first of all, what does 12th house represent? 12th house relate to enlightenment, higher consciousness, final liberation, expenditure, debt, expenses, waste, misfortune, right? Sometimes it is also suffering, but it also represents sexual pleasures, bad pleasures. Okay, for foreign land, living in the foreign land. Okay, uh, also secrecy sometime. Okay, hospital etc can also be represented by the 12th house. It also represent isolation. Okay, and like, you know, it also represent the hidden life including your sleep, sexual kind of a thing, foreign residence, right, and a lot of things. But mainly in today's life scenario, we see it's as a house of a foreign land, 12th house. But of course, on the behind the scenes, the other things work as well. Now what will gonna happen when Venus is placed in the 12th house of your chart? Venus in the 12th house, if placed, then there will be success on the path of self realization and final liberation. This person wants higher consciousness and is committed to self improvement. Okay, if you have this one position, it may also possible that you enjoy solitude and working behind the scenes. Okay guys, that can also be possible. When Venus is placed in the 12th house, it might make you a person who enjoy sexual pleasures. Okay, you sleep on fine beds and love being in your bedroom. Okay, you might be like, you know, thrifty and able to hold on your wealth. Okay, you might not be subjected to an unexpected expenses. That can also be possible. Although when Venus is the place in the 12th house, it is also seen that you may spend your money wisely. Okay, you like to spend on luxurious things and also sensual pleasures, of course. Okay, now when Venus is placed in the 12th house, you specially enjoy giving parties and entertaining others. Okay, and like, your intent is on helping others with your money. That can also be seen. Of course, if Venus is badly, I can say, aspected by the malefics and it is placed in the 12th house, then of course the things can be different. For that, horoscope consultation is required to see the fixed picture. But still, you know, when Venus is placed in the 12th house, it may also possible that you may involve in some secret love affairs. Okay, or like you may also involve with someone who is already married. That can also be possible. Okay, uh, now when Venus is placed in the 12th house, it's through its seventh aspect on the 6th house. Okay, so the, like, you will not be, I can say, bothered by enemies. That can also be possible because of the positive side of the Venus in the 12th house. You may not be bothered by the enemies also because of this aspect, right? Your daily work may involve Venus activities, such as, like, you can be a math professor, teacher, you can be in accounting, right? You can be in some like arts field, creative field. You can have street shop, you can be in jewelry business, you can be in clothing business, you can be in perfume business, or you can be in anything related to the Venus. In your day-to-day life, you have to deal with the things related to the Venus, because Venus in the 12th house through its seventh aspect on the sixth house, which represent day-to-day life. Okay. uh Also, Venus in the 12th house is placed, then you are a romantic person who tends to live and breathe your spouse. Okay, you might easily get injured in love if you aren't good at separating your needs from your partner. That can also possible. On the other hand, you may quickly get used to it also. You are drawn to the people from many areas of life, especially those with unconventional background or personality. People who mislead your compassion, okay, for weakness may exploit you. You may have hidden love affairs or fall in love with someone like who is like unbelievable to you. Also possible that when you have Venus in the 12th house, you may be you may be mysterious to other, like people may find you pretty mysterious. Okay. Even though you do not try to be like mysterious, but people still like find you a mysterious person. It may also possible that you are naturally drawn to strange, secret, rigid and unequal relationships sometime. Okay. When you have Venus in the 12th house, uh, like Venus in the 12th house is actually romantic and idealistic also. Okay. Venus represent love, joy, feeling, enjoyment, luxuries, things, beauty in astrology. So Venus when placed in the 12th house, you enjoy doing things for others. Okay, especially your romantic partner. If Venus in the 12th house, okay, even if they don't love you back, right? Your partner, even if they don't love you back, you might occasionally go to great length to sacrifice yourself or your feeling for someone you care about. Okay, that can be possible. Now when Venus is placed in the 12th house, the meaning of the Venus in the 12th house is that other admire you for having an open mind and heart. You can attract individuals from various walk of life and get along with them, right? This provide you with an extensive social network to pick from while looking for an excellent mate. Okay, make use of your friend and family to assist you in finding an appropriate date when you have Venus in the 12th house. Okay, Venus in the 12th house, then it is the house of 12th house is the house of secrets, right? Fears, the subconscious mind and isolated places. It's also represent liberation and detachment from the materialistic desire of the life, and it also indicate that your inclination towards spirituality. Okay, when Venus planet is placed in the 12th house, it depicts that then like you would love to spend your time alone. It may also possible. Moreover to that, uh, you may have hidden love affairs. Okay, like you would like to keep some love affairs hidden from the people. Okay, you might also be like, it is also seen sometime that Venus in the 12th house might make you shy and introvert person also. It may also possible that you enjoy mystical and artistic things. Okay, and you may also enjoy being yourself, very creative, artistic. Okay, that can also be possible. Sometimes it is also seen that even though Venus in the 12th house, you have artistic abilities, but you are unaware of them. You are like, oh, I don't have these things, but actually you have. Okay. Also when Venus is placed in the 12th house, like it make you unaware of your personal charm. Okay, that can also be possible. uh, Now Venus in the 12th house as per astrology give birth to someone who love people more than material things. Okay, like it will make you a person who love people more than material thing. This particular position of Venus make you a person like makes person like you so spiritual that you tend to love everyone equally. Okay, and not just one individual but the whole world. Venus in the 12th house in the Vedic astrology give rise to the spiritual leaders, writers, psychologists, okay, who want to help and heal people. That is also seen. Now Venus in the 12th house, guys, when it is placed, it signifies foreign land and distant land, right? So isolated places, foreign land, it represents the hidden talents of you. Venus in the 12th house defines unrealistic and hypothetical expectations regarding every aspect of your life. Like you might have some unexpected, like I can say, hypothetical expectation from your life. Venus in the 12th house is strong and help you to get what you expect and desire. Okay. Venus in the 12th house is strong, then in some cases it might also help you to achieve, or I can say to help you to achieve your desire, what you want. When you have Venus in the 12th house, it might make you a person who will either find your partner in foreign land or will get settled into the foreign land after marriage, especially if you are a male. Okay, for the female it can also possible, but especially because for man Venus represent their wife, so you may find your wife in foreign land, or like you are traveling to a foreign country, you find someone and then you get married and settle down in the foreign land, or it may also possible that you may marry someone and then get married and settle down in the foreign land. Now when you have Venus in the 12th house, like you build a love theme, or I can say fantasies for your relationship, like you encourages intimacy and embraces the pleasure of the same. Okay, because of this placement, like Venus in the 12th houses make you a person who is usually secretive about your love relationship affair. There are pretty high chances of that, and you avoid public display of any love affection. That can also be possible, although some fluctuation are foreseen, and depending upon how Venus is placed in your chart, right? Even though it's placed in the 12th house, but how it's placed, for that full scope consultation is required. Links are given in the description below. Now guys, Venus in the 12th house also represent creativity and artistic talents. Okay, when you have Venus in the 12th house, you could also become writer, painter, right? And all these kind of stuff. Some creative field can also be involved. It is also signifies creative imagination and also spirituality, right? So it may also possible when you have Venus in the 12th house, you may go for like minimalist approach, or like living a simple life, not like a materialistic approach. That can also be possible. Okay guys, now when you have Venus in the 12th house, you may find happiness in being isolated from the world, right? So like Venus in the 12th house, sometime it is like, that's why in modern days it's also like living in the foreign land might give you happiness. Okay, because ultimately you are just separated from your own people and then you get happiness. Sometime it is also seen, or I can say there is pretty high chances of that. So guys, finally this is all about Venus in the 12th house, and I hope this video help you. If you want personal consultation, links are given in the description, and I will catch you in the next video. Till then, bye bye my beautiful lady and my handsome boys.